Okay, hello and welcome everybody to Flight Sim Fan Video. We're back here in DCS World in the AJS-37 Viggen by Heapler Simulations. I'm out of VR today to make this video a bit easier to watch because it is more of a tutorial type video. So this video is meant for people who are just getting into the Viggen, or maybe had it for a while and they just haven't flown it that much because they don't know what to do with it. Let me get rid of the pilot body there. This video is going to show you how to find targets in the online scenario, and you can coordinate a strike with people and actually, go hit something and something that matters. So as you can see on the F10 map here, there's nothing on this map except for a mark point, but you don't really know where to go. So if I go back to the cockpit here, there's a little system in the Viggen, and I think the AJS-37 has it as well. It's a data cartridge system, or data cartridge. And if you open up your kneeboard, actually I should explain, to be able to do this, you need to go to Adjust Controls, and there's some buttons you need to map. One is the kneeboard on-off, which should be default to right shift K. I changed it just because it's easier for me. You're going to need a next page and next page and previous page. And you're going to need a data cartridge up-down button. Data cartridge up-down. Once you have all that, you can bring up the kneeboard, and we'll go all the way to the right. So I'm just going through all these pages until you see ground crew settings at the top. And you can see it says data cartridge selected, 0 mission editor, mission plan to find this mission editor. What the data cartridge system in the kneeboard allows you to do is it has preloaded targets in here with coordinates, ingress, egress points, time on target, and QFE information and wind information on the target. And it also allows you to put waypoints on the map. So if you wanted to make a flight, you can make mark points all along your route of flight, and you name them. So this one you have to name B1, and the next one you have to name B2, and so every waypoint name is B1, B2, B3, B4, you go all the way up, and your target has to be labeled M. So you put a mark point down, like let's say Glesnik, that's your target. You put M5. Let's say you had 4 previous waypoints, so you had M5. And then you'd go in the list here, and you can actually find your name. So this person's put down 1 mark point. You can find your call sign in there and put down your use your mark points from the F10 map. So everyone's put down mark points. If you keep going through there, because obviously there's nothing really to put a mark point on except for landmarks in this F10 map. If you keep going through this ELINT stuff, each server you load into is different. You'll start getting into the auto-generated attack. So in this case, it's ATZ 10 times 3. So there's some vehicles times 3 of them at this location. At this, if you leave at this departure time, it'll keep updating. You'll get there at that arrival time. So it's a pretty short flight. Ingress of 90 degrees, egress of 055 degrees. You don't really have to follow that if you don't want to. It gives you target movement, if it's moving or not, the area weather, 062 degrees at 2 meters per second. So this you got to watch out for, because I know the DCS wind is where the wind's going to, where usually in aviation the wind is from when they give it to you. So I don't know if this one's to or from. I've yet to test that, but I'll try to test that and put it in the comments. It also gives you the QFE of the target, and the QFE you type in just in the bottom here, your altimeter. So you type in 1011.1, as close as you can get it. So let's say you want to load this cartridge. Let's get started up very quickly here. And we'll turn off that warning. I love the all the switch sounds, and they sound awesome. So while that's starting up, we'll can slot the cartridge in. So let's say we want this one. We'll go just click that, and the cartridge slots in there at the back left. We'll close our canopy because it's a cool sound as well. Okay, engine spooled up. We're going to wait for our little computer down here to get working. We're going to run our oxygen, I believe that is. And basically, just like any other data cartridge you load up, we're going to load it into ref Lola and the in position, and it's the same code 9099. I'm going to turn off the RWR. or I'll just silence it, I should say. Neat thing about this, if you don't know, the heading indicators in a 360-degree kind of cone, your radar's in between that, and your RWR is on the exterior. It's there's the little lights that'll pop up. If I get hit by RWR again, you'll see them. Our computer's up now, so we'll go to RefLola, and we'll go to in. Same code, 9099, and come down here to LSQ. Click that in, the 9 will start flashing, and it should go at all zeros once it's done. We're all done. We'll go to out, and we'll go to act pause, actual position. There's no flags in our heading, no flags in the ADI, so that's all good. And we're going to select waypoint. Oh, I should mention, when you load an automated target like this, it gives you 3 waypoints. The third waypoint is always the target. The first one is B1, the second one's B2, just waypoint 1 and 2, kind of ingress waypoints, kind of lead you to the target, and then 3 is always the target. So if I hit B1, B1 gives you a heading in the range, B2, range in the heading. I don't know why the B1 is so far off of B2, and B3. So, and then as you notice, I hit B3, but it's actually M3 for target. It gives you the heading. So 1, I'm not even going to fly to 1 if I was doing this mission. In online scenarios, I usually just fly to 3. Unless you have a really pre-planned route, you could do a whole thing. But when I'm doing auto-generated things, I usually just fly to 3. And that'll take you right to the target. So in this case, it'd be about 235 degrees at about 55 kilometers. So that's why the short flight, because it's only about 25 miles or so, 30 miles, something like that. And that's how you load Data Cartridge into your computer down there. If you want a different one, let's say you want number 8, so I chose 8. It's a different target, completely different coordinates and everything. I just come back to the back left here. Same process. Take it out, throw it back in. I go to RefLola. I'll zoom in again. In 9099. Enter. While it's doing that, let me arm the ejector seat so that light goes away. Out, actual position. We'll hit B3. And now you'll notice that B3, or M3, is now 100 kilometers for a different heading as well. So you just change your target just like that. So if you're scrambling with a teammate of what target to hit, you can just change it out really quickly like that. Last thing, you can actually tell if targets are next to each other. There's some little hints you can use. The things I like to use are the target location, departure time, and arrival time, and your QFE. So more or less, if your QFE is exactly the same, or 0.1 off, or it's pretty similar, they're pretty close. And then you can also verify that with the coordinates, obviously, in the departure time. So let's see, 11's at 10:11, 10's at 10:11. So they're pretty much right next to each other. Going to enter the same target. So there's probably a group of 6, and they're separated left and right side. So if I was doing it with the teammate, I'd take 11 or 10, and he would take, or she would take the opposite. And that's it for that. So that's how to choose a mission off in the online scenario. Anything will pop up in there as long as it's on the other team. You can have ships in here. Anything that's red will show up there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're enjoying the free trial of Viggen right now as well. It's time of this recording is June 23rd of 2020, and I think the free trial goes up until June 25th. So we'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.